Hello everyone, Tina here for Pretty Pink Posh. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a card, a monster of a card, actually a dinosaur of a card. We're going to be using a couple brand new stamp sets from Pretty Pink Posh. It's part of this month's latest release, and I hope you get a chance to check out the release. It's pretty fun. This is the Dinosaur Friends stamp set, and you have couple palm trees that are facing opposite ways. You have 3 dinosaurs and some fun sentiments in here. And then there's also another dinosaur. This is called Dinosaur Editions. But the nice thing about this is you get more dinosaurs that are different, of course, but you also get the volcano. And I thought we would use both of these, kind of mix and match them together to create our card today. Let's jump in and do a little bit of stamping. We'll take these out of the package, and I'm going to bring in my stamping positioner. Okay, in our Dinosaur Editions stamp set, I definitely want to use this volcano and the little bubbles coming out of it. And then we're going to use the Dinosaur Friends stamp set, and I'm not sure which way I want my tree to go, so we'll just stamp both of them. That's the nice thing, is there's a left and righty. I want to add a little bush or green piece of grass. And my dinosaur is this little guy here. And I'm going to stamp with Memento ink. This is Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And we're going to go over our images. I wanted some bright colors, bright kind of primary colors for my card today. Press down real good. I need a little bit more over here. We're going to zoom in and do a little bit of coloring. And while I color, I'm going to play a little bit of music. And when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. Now we're going to take the coordinating dies for both of the sets, the Dinosaur Friends and also the Dinosaur Editions. And I'm going to die cut out all of my images here. Okay, all of my images are die cut out with the coordinating dies. We're going to put these off to the side, and then we are going to work on our background. I have a panel, and we're going to use the mini Storybook 1 die, and I'm going to cut out a window inside this panel to where I have a little bit of border on the bottom. Once I have my storybook die cut, it does have stitch detail and I love that. And you'll notice this, you can twist and turn your storybook die to where you want your panels to go. And I put the two smaller ones on the top. Now I left enough room on the bottom for my sentiment, and then I also have another piece of cardstock to fit right behind it. We're not going to make a shaker, but I do want a background with cloudy skies. To do that, we're going to be using the Spooky Sky stencil. This came out during the Halloween release. There are 3 stencils in this set. You get bats, you get stars, but you also get the clouds. And I like the straight edge bottom clouds, so we're going to use a couple for a background. For my clouds, I'm going to use, I already have pixie spray behind here. I'm going to lower it just a little bit. And I'm going to ink blend this cloud first using Mermaid Lagoon ink. And I'll just use my blending brush for this. Just add a little bit of color. I'm doing it really lightly because we're going to overlap another cloud. So I'm going to pick up my stencil and I'm going to take the one right below it here and kind of overlap them. And I'm going to check my placement in my window. For the most part, the bottom half is going to be covered with our dinosaur. So I'm just worried about the top area. And then I'm going to darken up my cloud here, and we'll add another one. I'll lift up my stencil, and then we're going to add one more. And I think we want to do a smaller one in this area over here. I think this is going to work out good here. It's nice that you can kind of place your clouds, and I think that's a good spot, and we're going to just add a cloud right here. So we have a few clouds in our background in the back of our window. After we have this done, we're going to take our panel and we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I'm going to stamp this to the right of my storybook window. This way we can have a little bit of room with our dinosaur. Now after we have our sentiment stamped, we are going to flip over this panel and we're going to add some foam adhesive behind my storybook window. We're going to go ahead and adhere this over our cloudy scene. And again, if you wanted to make a shaker card into it, it'd be very simple to do that. But I'm just going to place my back panel behind my cloudy panel just for a little added dimension. I have a little overhanging, so I'm going to use my scissors and just trim away the excess, kind of slightly going underneath my front panel. And I noticed I went outside the lines when I was doing a little bit of coloring. So to clean it up, it's a very easy quick fix. I just use my white gel pen and go around the areas where, especially the red where you could really see it. I just go around the areas with my white gel pen. And I think the red was the only area that really stood out. Now we get to build a scene. Super fun. I'm going to pop up my elements with some foam adhesive. Starting with my volcano. I remember when I was little, not really little, I would say maybe 11 or 12, we were helping with the dishes. And I have 5 sisters. Well, I remember we took the dining chairs and we put them every single one of them, all 6 of them in the kitchen. And we were playing hot lava while we were doing dishes. So when we were putting the dishes away, we would be climbing over those chairs, and whoever touched the floor was out of luck, I guess. I don't even remember what the repercussion was. I just remember the lava. But that's what this reminds me of here. Whenever I see a volcano. I'm going to go ahead and add my dinosaur. A dinosaur is going to go right on top of my sentiment here. And so we'll put a foam square right in the middle because the rest of him is going to be overlapping. And I think that's a good spot. After we have our dinosaur adhered, straighten him out a bit, we have, let's see which tree we're going to use. I think we're going to use the tree that's facing the left. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it behind the volcano here. And then we need I went for a lighter green to break up the green scheme. So we're going to add our darker green leaf. We'll add it over here, and then I'm going to pop up my second one, kind of overlap them. I think that looks cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my panel, set this aside, and we're going to work on our background. I want a colorful background, and I'm keeping with the blues and green tones. So I'm bringing in the mini grid stencil. Love this stencil. I think it's really neat. And I'm going to directly stencil over my card base. Since this is my card front, I want to make sure that we have it nice and evenly spaced. Now, for my background, we're going to bring in some Distress Oxide inks. I have 3 different colors, and we're going to start with Mermaid Lagoon. It's the same color that we used for our clouds. And I'm going to ink up starting from the bottom. And then we're going to kind of trail up to the halfway mark. And I want the bottom to be more intense. I think I may need to add a little bit more pixie spray. After we have our Mermaid Lagoon, I'm going to go ahead and add some chipped sapphire on the very bottom. Going to kind of trail up a little bit. And then we're going to bring in Mowed Lawn. When you mix Mowed Lawn with Mermaid Lagoon, you get like a magical color. I'm going to add a little bit more Mermaid Lagoon up here. You can watch the colors, it's just so pretty. And we're going to go ahead and overlap the two and fade up. I don't want to go all the way to the top of my panel. I want to leave it a little bit of white. But I love the color green that you get when you mix these Mermaid Lagoon with the Mowed Lawn. Just love that color. It's a real bright green. Okay, and I think this is going to work beautifully. So basically we kind of have 4 colors. Light, dark, light, dark. I'm going to go ahead and remove my stencil. You can see the beautiful color gradient we have. And we didn't go all the way to the top. I kind of like the fadeaway kind of look. I'll just remove, we didn't even use it, but that's a good thing. We had it there just in case. So that's my card front panel, nice and bold and bright. Now we're going to take our dinosaur. This is going to go right in the middle, actually a little bit lower. We're going to flip this around and add some adhesive behind here. And then we can tack this down right in the center of our card. Well, a little bit lower than our center. Or even green. Maybe some green. These are spring green gems. Let's add a few of these to bring some more of that green out. Okay, I think that's, I put 3 down here and then 2 over here. I think that's like the perfect amount. We'll just pour these back. And then we had that leftover tree. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on the inside of our card. And then that will finish off my card today for Pretty Pink Posh. I'm so glad you could join us. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you again real soon.